Hello and welcome to Quote Jamboree, where we explore the timeless wisdom of influential thinkers throughout history. In today's episode, we delve into the profound insights of one of the greatest minds of ancient Greece, Aristotle. Known as the father of Western philosophy, Aristotle's teachings have shaped our understanding of ethics, politics, and the pursuit of knowledge. Join us on this inspiring journey as we reflect on a curated selection of Aristotle's most thought-provoking quotes. From the nature of happiness to the importance of virtue, prepare to be enlightened by the timeless wisdom of Aristotle. Misfortune shows those who are not really friends. Friendship is essentially a partnership. A constitution is the arrangement of magistrates in a state. To the query, "What is a friend?" his reply was a single soul dwelling in two bodies. My best friend is the man who in wishing me well wishes it for my sake. We live in deeds, not years, in thoughts, not breaths, in feelings, not in figures on a dial. We should count time by heartthrobs. He most lives who thinks most, feels the noblest, acts the best. Men acquire particular quality by constantly acting in a particular way. Friends hold a mirror up to each other. Through that mirror they can see each other in ways that would not otherwise be accessible to them, and it is this mirroring that helps them improve themselves as persons. Obstinate people can be divided into the opinionated, the ignorant, and the boorish. Happiness is an expression of the soul in considered actions. We make war that we may live in peace. Those that know, do. Those that understand, teach. To love someone is to identify with them. Piety requires us to honor truth above our friends. Why is it that all those who have become eminent in philosophy, politics, poetry, or the arts are clearly of an atrabilious temperament, and some of them to such an extent as to be affected by diseases caused by black bile? Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. It is possible to fail in many ways, while to succeed is possible only in one way. Even when laws have been written down, they ought not always to remain unaltered. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. Each man judges well the things he knows. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. Liars when they speak the truth are not believed. Probable impossibilities are to be preferred to improbable possibilities. Excellence is an art won by training and habituation. We do not act rightly because we have virtue or excellence, but we rather have those because we have acted rightly. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Republics decline into democracies and democracies degenerate into despotism. No notice is taken of a little evil, but when it increases it strikes the eye. It is not enough to win a war, it is more important to organize the peace. The true and the approximately true are apprehended by the same faculty. It may also be noted that men have a sufficient natural instinct for what is true, and usually do arrive at the truth. Hence, the man who makes a good guess at truth is likely to make a good guess at probabilities. Most people would rather give than get affection. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. All human beings, by nature, desire to know. Comedy aims at representing men as worse, tragedy as better than in actual life. The greatest thing by far is to be a master of metaphor. It is the one thing that cannot be learned from others, and it is also a sign of genius, since a good metaphor implies an intuitive perception of the similarity of the dissimilar. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living from the dead. Good habits formed at youth make all the difference. We must be neither cowardly nor rash but courageous. Anybody can become angry, that is easy, but to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose, and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power and is not easy. A likely impossibility is always preferable to an unconvincing possibility. The least initial deviation from the truth is multiplied later 1,000-fold. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. The ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation rather than upon mere survival. It is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom. Poetry demands a man with a special gift for it, or else one with a touch of madness in him. The difference between a learned man and an ignorant one is the same as that between a living man and a corpse. Wit is educated insolence. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. Men create gods after their own image, not only with regard to their form but with regard to their mode of life. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. Something is infinite if Taking it quantity by quantity, we can always take something outside. Hope is a waking dream. The ideal man bears the accidents of life with dignity and grace, making the best of circumstances. You will never do anything in the world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honor. Poetry is finer and more philosophical than history, for poetry expresses the universal, and history only the particular. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsions, habit, reason, passion, desire. I have gained this by philosophy, that I do without being commanded what others do only from fear of the law. For what is the best choice, for each individual is the highest it is possible for him to achieve. It is easy to perform a good action, but not easy to acquire a settled habit of performing such actions. Criticism is something we can avoid easily by saying nothing, doing nothing, and being nothing. At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst. Man is a goal-seeking animal. His life only has meaning if he is reaching out and striving for his goals. The actuality of thought is life. The most perfect political community is one in which the middle class is in control, and outnumbers both of the other classes. The happy life is regarded as a life in conformity with virtue. It is a life which involves effort and is not spent in amusement. Through discipline comes freedom. Happiness depends upon ourselves. No one would choose a friendless existence on condition of having all the other things in the world. Those who educate children well are more to be honored than they who produce them, for these only gave them life, those the art of living well. To write well, express yourself like common people, but think like a wise man. Or, think as wise men do, but speak as the common people do. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. All men by nature desire knowledge. Happiness is activity. The gods too are fond of a joke. This is the reason why mothers are more devoted to their children than fathers. It is that they suffer more in giving them birth and are more certain that they are their own. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. To be conscious that we are perceiving or thinking is to be conscious of our own existence. Teenagers these days are out of control. They eat like pigs, they are disrespectful of adults, they interrupt and contradict their parents, and they terrorize their teachers. The secret to humor is surprise. We cannot learn without pain. Perfect friendship is the friendship of men who are good, and alike in excellence. For these wish well alike to each other qua good, and they are good in themselves. We praise a man who feels angry on the right grounds and against the right persons and also in the right manner at the right moment and for the right length of time. Change in all things is sweet. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. Happiness is the settling of the soul into its most appropriate spot. Every rascal is not a thief, but every thief is a rascal. He who is to be a good ruler must have first been ruled.